if you're a Christian and you're getting into our Father's knows, it's there, and it's very real. And I'm wondering how our attitude, I asked myself this question this week, if I really believed and knew that Jesus was coming back in 5 years, how would my life look different today? If I knew he was coming back in 1 year, what level of urgency would I live with? If I knew he was coming back tomorrow, what would that mean for me and my family? What would that mean for my family who is not following in relationship with Jesus? What would that mean for all the relationships for our city? Okay, that is how God calls us to be and to live. Says, I will be, verse 10, be still and know that I am God. He says, stop. Be still. One of the hardest things for me. Be still. There's peace within you. And know that I am God. He's saying, draw back. Who is he? Therefore, we can know who we are and what we can do. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. The God of Jacob is our fortress. I'm going to read the Message version, which is a paraphrase. God is a safe place to hide, ready to help when we need him. We stand fearless at the cliff's edge of doom. Does everybody feel like that in their life? Like you're on the cliff edge of doom? Have you felt that before? If you're walking with Jesus, if you're not walking with Jesus, you're going to experience that sometime. And if you are walking with Jesus, sorry to break it to you, you will experience that sometime. Courageous in sea storm and earthquake before the rush and roar of oceans, the tremors that shift the mountains, Jacob wrestling God fights for us. God of angel armies protects us. River fountains splash joy, cooling God's city, the sacred haunt of the Most High. The sacred haunt. Like when we begin to really actually capture a glimpse of who he is, it's almost haunting. I mean, it's almost unsettling to fathom the power and love combined in this fortress we take refuge in. Godless nations rant and rage, kings and kingdoms threatening. God lives here. The streets are safe. God at your service from the crack of dawn. Jacob wrestling God fights for us. God of angel armies protects us. Attention, all! See the marvels of God. He plants flowers and trees all over the earth. He bans war from pole to pole. Breaks all the weapons across his knee. He says, step out of the traffic. I love that. I got this image of a squirrel in the road. And you're coming at them, right? And they go a little over here, and you're like, oh, good, you finish up, and they run back, and then they're like, hey, and a little bit more over here, and you're just, God, I know he looks at me all the time, and is like, would you just make up your mind? Would you just commit? One way or the other, own it. And I'm like, I don't know. Should I wait? Maybe I should start this. He's like, maybe you should have finished the last 5 things you started. Okay, come on. So patient, splat. It finishes, take a loving look at me. Your high God, above politics, above everything. Jacob wrestling God fights for us. God of angel armies protects us. Do you believe that that's who He is? Because that is where we sit this morning, that before we can step into next week, talk about beginning to take it step by step, we gotta understand this before the therefore, do not fear can happen. I was at regional conference a few weeks ago, and we were praying corporately, and there was someone up on the platform praying, and God gave me this vision of it was a single person. It was me standing on a shore. But it wasn't just me. It was representing Thrive. It was representing our Great Lakes Region District. It was representing the Wesleyan Church. It was representing God's kingdom movement. And here I stood, and it was just like this picture. I found this was like it's crazy. The boat was smaller, but the stars were out in the sky, and the water was like glass. It just looked like a mirror, like the stars reflected. It was calm and smooth, and it was dark. It was either the sun had just set or the sun was not up yet, and it was dark, and I had this peace in me, but I also had this anxiousness in me because I was about to get in this boat, and I didn't know where we were going. I didn't have a map. I didn't have a destination. I didn't know what the weather forecast was. But I knew that He was asking and inviting me to get into this boat. And even though I knew that hard times, that storms were going to come on this journey, I knew God was calling me to step into the boat with Him. And He assured me, He gave me this forecast that my sails will be filled with His wind. That He will be my direction. That He will be my provision. That He will be my destination. Our destination. And He was asking me to join Him in this adventure, even though I couldn't see that next step. My next step was just to get in the boat. And I did. I chose. I felt like this vision was handed to me, but in there, I finished it. Choosing to get into the boat. And that was my act of worship in that time. I was saying yes